This is lecture for week 7, lecture 1. Okay, this week we will start with a new topic, topic 5, and then this topic is about supplier and customer management. Okay, let's see. Supplier and customer management. So this course is an advanced course. So you not just learning about supplier and customer, but you will learn about how to manage them. If you have a business, you will have suppliers and customers. That is good, but the better thing is you can manage them. You can how to get the most benefit from the supplier and the customer. So that is the thing that you will learn in this topic. Okay, these are the things that you will learn in this topic. First, you will learn about supply chain management, and then you will learn about managing suppliers. Not only having suppliers, but how to manage suppliers, how to get the most from the suppliers. And then you will see things about managing inventory, and then managing customers and customer profitability analysis. So same goes to customer. Now you will learn not only how to get customer, but how to manage customer, how to get the most benefit, the most profit from customers. And also you will see something about the time-based management or time management. Okay, what is supply chain? This is the first subtopic in this topic. What is supply chain? Supply chain management. Supply chain is something. Supply chain management is another thing. Supply chain management is how to manage the supply chain, how to utilize, how to get the most from the supply chain. Okay, see here, first point, supply chains are interlinked organizations involved in the creation, distribution, and sales of goods and services. SCM is the management of key business processes that extend across the supply chain. Okay, supply chain organizations involved in the creation, distribution, and sales of goods and services. So if you have a business, you are an organization, and you are involved in the activities of selling goods and services. So supply chains are several organizations or interlinks organizations. So supply chain includes the business, the supplier, and the customer. So these are the organizations or parties that are involved in a supply chain. Supply chain management, on the other hand, is the management of the key business processes that happen within a supply chain. So supply chain management is something about how to manage the supply chain, how to get the most benefit from the supply chain. So you can see here, supply chain of a business. So if you have a business, your business is the organization in the middle of the figure. Supply chain of a business includes the suppliers, the business, and also the customers. So it is like the flow of the processes involved in a business. So if you have a business, let's say you produce something, so organizations or parties that are involved in the production process are the suppliers, and also goes to the customers. So this is about the supply chain of a business. So now there are several technology that influence the supply chain. So the first one is the e-commerce. I think this is the most important one. E-commerce. E-commerce is doing business using electronic platform or online platform. So this online platform has influence over the supply chain and supply chain management. Many years ago, most businesses or business transactions are done manually, face-to-face interaction. Now, most or many business transactions can be done electronically. Particularly now, we are having COVID-19 problem. Many business transactions are done, preferably done via electronic medium or online medium. So this kind of technology, this e-commerce technology has an effect on the way a business has to manage their supply chain. So now a business can interact with suppliers using e-platform, and also a business can sell products and provide services or market their services using also online platform. So if you have a business or you work in a business, there is a new way of or new method to manage the supply chain. If when the business using the e-platform, the way is different compared to when the business is using face-to-face interaction. Business to the second point there, the second technology that has can influence the supply chain management is business to business technology. I think e-commerce, business to business technology is a subset of e-commerce technology. As far as I know, e-commerce technology has 2 or 3 dimensions: business to business, business to individual. There's something like that. So business to business technology, I think, is a subset of e-commerce technology. And then also electronic data interchange, also something related to the using of internet or electronic to transfer data or to interact with other parties in the supply chain. Business and its non-business customers. So see here, business to business and business and non-business customers. So this is also one aspect of e-commerce. And the last one is enterprise resource planning. So these are 5 technology that have that can affect the supply chain management. So if in the future you are working in a business, you have to manage the supply chain, always remember these 5 technologies can affect the way you manage the supply chain. The main thing I think is with these technologies, interaction can be done faster compared to before, and also a document can be prepared very quickly, and also evidence of transaction or interaction can be kept securely. So every time you interact using internet, you always can, the software or the database always can keep the evidence, can keep the source document securely, very safe. Not unlike when we do the supply chain management or supply chain using face-to-face interaction. There are many documents. The documents can be missing. People can forgot to write or to prepare document, etc. So now using the technology, things can be done faster and very secure, very safe. So now that is about the supply chain. Now we are focusing on one party that is involved in the supply chain. So the suppliers. So see here, managing suppliers. So like I said earlier, now you will learn about not only how to find supplier, but how to manage the suppliers. Okay, so let's see. Collaborative relationships with suppliers can help minimize costs and maintain quality standards. So remember this. For a business, if the business can maintain good relationship with suppliers, then the business can minimize the problem of getting raw material or service at high price. The thing is like this: if you are a business, if you maintain a good relationship with your supplier, most of the time you will get special price for raw material that you ordered or for services that you ordered from the supplier. So that is a good. That's why good relationship with supplier is important. Okay. The second thing is when a business maintain a good relationship with a supplier or several suppliers, then the business can push or demand for high quality raw material or services. Let's say in the future you have a business, so always aware that if you want good price and you want good quality raw material or services from your supplier, you have to maintain good relationship with the supplier. So maybe you have to do the second thing, or the second point shown in this slide. Maybe you have to have formal agreement to maintain a good relationship with suppliers. Maybe you have to make agreement with the supplier. Something like you sign an agreement. Let's say something like you will purchase this specific raw material only from this supplier for 2 years maybe. So when you have something like that, so most of the time you can request for special price, and also you can hope and demand for high quality material from the supplier. If you have an agreement, I think most of the time the supplier is willing to provide you with good raw material, because they know you are long-term customer, so you always purchase from them, so they are willing to help or willing to do more for this long-term customer. Okay, so that is the thing that has that can be done to managing suppliers. Okay, and then when let's say you have a business or you are working in a business, always remember that there are several factors that you have to think before you select a supplier. So first, reliability, second, cost management, and the third one is relationship building. So Reliability is something like make sure you choose a reliable supplier, a supplier that can supply you with the thing that you want quickly, and also at good quality. And then cost management. When you choose a supplier, suppliers always consider about the cost. Try to get good price for a raw material or service. It is not only the cheapest one. Maybe you have to pay. The supplier can supply you at very low price, but the quality is not good. So you have to choose a supplier that can give you good price, and at the same time you can get good quality raw material from or services from them. What we call as a price that is worth the quality of the product. If you choose supplier because the supplier can supply you raw material very cheap, at very cheap price, maybe the reason that they can supply the raw material at very cheap price is because they do not maintain high quality, or they do not maintain the quality of the material. You purchase the raw material, the price is low, but when you use the material in the production process, you face many problems, because low quality material, most of the time when you try to process them, you will face problem. Sometimes you let's say you have we make it a simple business. Let's say you have a bakery shop. You purchase cheap raw material. You get cheap raw material from supplier, but when you prepare your cakes or breads, then everything goes not everything is not good. The taste is not good, the look is not good. So that is a simple example. Imagine you have a very complex product. If you get low quality material for your complex product, the product that you produce maybe fail. That is a very that is not a good thing for a business if the product is always fail. So the thing is, you have to choose good price material with the quality of the material that you want. And then relationship building, preferred suppliers. I think this is about something like this. If you want to choose a supplier, make sure you choose a supplier that you can work with. You feel comfortable to negotiate, to what they call as to compromise, to request, and to also to give favor, to ask for favor, then something like that. So choose a supplier or suppliers that that you think easy to work with. Okay, so this is the thing about analyzing supplier cost. Okay, when you have to choose a supplier, there are calculations for this. Maybe you have several suppliers that you can choose. So there's a way to see which supplier is the best. So one of the way is to see the cost of every supplier. So let's see here. The total cost of ownership includes costs such as cost of purchasing, cost of holding inventory, cost of poor quality, cost of delivery failure. This is about related to the supplier cost. Activity-based costing can be used to determine total cost of ownership. So see here. Okay, this is calculation for the supplier cost. So you can see here. You can see here. This is the way to calculate the supplier cost. There are two suppliers, Plastex Industries and Handles Limited. So when in this statement for the cost for supplier statement, the activity-based costing approach is used. So you can see here when you check the statement. So let's see the format first. The first one is you have to show the total unit purchase and then purchase price per unit. Okay, and then that and then supplier activity cost. So this is how activity-based costing is applied in this preparation of supplier cost statement. So the costs are divided or categorized into unit level cost, order level cost, and supplier related costs. So see here for unit level cost, rework product due to poor quality material. So you can see here. This is about the supplier cost. So supplier cost is about the cost for a specific supplier. So you can see here the purchase price per unit is $2, and for Handles Limited the purchase price per unit is $2.20. If you look at the price only, then you will say that plastic industry is better, because plastic industries can provide cheap raw material, or can supply cheap raw material. Handles Limited, on the other hand, supplies the material at $2.20 per unit. Maybe material, I think the cost of material. So that's if you look at only the price, you will choose plastic industries. But like I said earlier, when you want to choose a supplier, you cannot see only at the price offered by the supplier. There are other things. So the other things are in this statement. You can see unit level cost, order level cost, and supplier related cost. See the unit level cost. Rework product due to poor quality material. See, plastic industries, the cost to rework the product due to the low quality material is $2,250. They can offer cheap raw material, but the business that prepared this statement has to pay more in terms of rework. When the raw material is low in quality, the production process, there will be many problems during the production process. So the business has to do rework to repair the product that they produce, to do the work, or do it for the second time. And downtime due to poor quality material, see, 1,350 compared to Handles, only 180. Store inventory, some low quality material very difficult to store or to keep. So see here, the business may spend more, or maybe not more, because the quantity is different here. Total unit purchase 10,000 for plastic industries, and Handles Limited is only 6,000. But I think we can see the difference in terms of rework and downtime due to poor quality. Okay, see here, order level. Place purchase order. There is no problem with the purchase order. See, and then receive a delivery, inspect material. I think maybe if the quality of the material is low, the inspection cost should be higher, because if you purchase low quality material from a supplier, you have to check everything to make sure that you get the correct thing, the proper thing for your production process. Supplier relationship manager. And then second is supplier audit, research and development. I think that see here, supplier relationship manager, the cost is 25,000 for both suppliers. The costs are same, because whether you choose Plastic Industries or Handles Limited, the salary of the manager is same. I think that is the thing. And then supplier audit. You can see that for Plastic Industries the cost is 12,000. Handles Limited, the cost is 6,000. Maybe the supplier audit is double when we compare Handles Limited to Plastic Industries, because the quantity is almost double, so the cost is double. So that maybe it is related to the quantity. Supplier related, maybe yes, maybe no, maybe according to the quantity, maybe not, maybe according to the size of the supplier or something. Research and development, there is a difference there. So, and then the total supplier activity cost 82,000 for 340 for plastics, and 41,080 for handles. So, and then total supplier activity cost per unit. So see here, for plastic, 82,340 divided by 10,000 unit. So you get $8, 23.4 cents. But for Handles Limited, the total supplier activity cost is 41,080. You divide with 6,000 unit, so $6.84.67 cents. So this is the thing. So if you see here, if you see a question asks you to calculate cost for suppliers, and then this is the format of that you have to use, that you can use to calculate the cost for suppliers. And then now, if you want to compare several suppliers, you can use Supplier Performance Index. The way to calculate the Supplier Performance Index is, it is the ratio of supplier cost to total purchase price. Other criteria includes the ability of the supplier to supply at the correct price, at the contract price, material quality, delivery performance, quality of relationship between employees, union and management. So see here, when you want to decide, so one of the things that you can learn from this things shown in this slide is, when you want to decide whether the supplier is good or not, you can use a supplier performance index. That is one thing. That index is calculated using quantitative data or dollar and cents data also. But at the same time, you have to consider several things, several factors or non-monetary factors that also very important when you choose a supplier. The first thing is the ability of the supplier to supply at the contract price. Let's say you have a business and then you sign a contract with a supplier. In the contract, most of the time you have there is a specific price for the things that you want to purchase from the supplier. Sometimes the supplier cannot sell you at the contract price, so that is not a good thing if you have a business, because you have to you want the price fixed, so that easy for you to manage your business and manage your finance, and also to set price for your product. So that is one thing. And the second one is material quality. Make sure your supplier can supply good quality material or service. And then the delivery performance. Make sure the supplier can deliver the raw material or services when you want it, when you need them. Quality of the relationships, like I said earlier, you have to choose a supplier that you think easy for you to work with. Okay. Supplier performance measures. So when you want to evaluate a supplier, you have to have performance measures. How to say the supplier is good or not? So let's see here. In terms of delivery, when you want to know whether the supplier is good or not in terms of delivery, measures that you can use is percentage of orders delivered on time. So the important thing is, can the supplier deliver on time or not, or average lead time for the deliveries. Okay, lead time for deliveries is the time between pricing order. So you can see the definition of the lead time here at the bottom of the slide, at the bottom of the table. So in terms of quality, see, in terms of quality, how to say a supplier is good or not in terms of quality. So the measures are, first, percentage of orders rejected, and second, achievement of quality certification. If a supplier has ISO, for example, that is an indication that the supplier can provide or can supply good quality material or component. So that is the thing that you can do. In terms of cost, percentage reduction in the price of material supplied. Second measure that can be used is manufacturing cost reduction targets. Then see here, organizational change. The measures that can be used are: 1. Implementation of team structure. 2. Adoption of electronic data interchange system. Relationship. So one of the measures that can be used is supplier satisfaction survey. The second one is number of disputes between the supplier and the organizations involved within 7 days. So choose a supplier. A relationship is a very important factor. You have to choose a supplier that easy for you to work with, easy to negotiate, etc. If there are always dispute between the business and the supplier, then that is not a good thing. Okay, this about the supplier management. So maybe we have some more. Okay, that is about the supplier management. Thank you very much. This is the first lecture, and there will be and do not forget to write your name and matric number in the comment section so that you seen as attending the lecture. Thank you very much.